Welcome back to the program. So I just got off the air with Jeff Carrere and Ringside Politics show on Mondays, like I always do. But there was one thing that I wanted to cover that we didn't get a chance to cover. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a separate little second segment to cover it. You know, we've heard a lot about this NDAA. This is something that they do every few years, right? I don't remember what it's National Defense Authorization Act, I think. I'm going by memory, but I think that's what it stands for. Anyway, a lot of people were complaining about it because, of course, it's 3,000 pages that probably nobody read. Nobody knows really what's in it, although we do now know one thing that's in it. But it got a bad rap because there was billions of dollars again for Ukraine and everything else, right? They never learned their lesson. Anyway, there was one thing that they snuck in it, though, that nobody knows about that is actually really, really good. Listen to this. The National Defense Authorization Act, signed by President Donald Trump on December 18th, 2025, contains a little-known section in the 3,000-plus page bill, Section 6805. This section states that it is now a requirement to do penetration testing as part of the certification process of all voting systems. That's right, you heard that correctly. Whoever did it, I don't know, but they snuck this in without anybody knowing, and yes, it is in law because it's been signed by President Trump. This section amends the Help America Vote Act of 2002. You remember in the book Preserving Liberty, I talk about HAVA, and I say that we should actually repeal HAVA. So anyway, it amends the Help America Vote Act of 2002 by adding a requirement for penetration testing that provides for the conduct of penetration testing as part of the certification process, decertification process, and or recertification process of all voting system hardware and software by an accredited laboratory. The amendment now requires the penetration testing as a condition of certification from the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, the EAC, and allows consultation with the National Institute of Standards and Technology or any other federal agency on lab selection criteria and other aspects of the program. While this, of course, is still short of a legitimate attempt at ensuring overall election integrity, it is definitely a step in the right direction. It is an effort towards scrutinizing the voting systems themselves by finally making it a cybersecurity requirement that experts are hired to conduct these types of tests. Hand-marked paper ballots, hand-counted at the precinct level, is being utilized in Dallas County, Texas. Of course, we want that for the entire country, but they're going to be doing that for the 2026 midterm primaries. And of course, is still the ultimate goal of election integrity folks like myself and many others out there to ensure that we have free and fair elections in the United States. Now, we know that President Trump has already done a couple of executive orders for election integrity, but remember, executive orders are not permanent. This, however, is a step in the right direction, and yes, it is permanent. So this means that there's a federal requirement now to test these machines before, during, and after elections to make sure that they're not compromised or hacked or anything like that. And the other thing that I want to point out is we're now giving $3,000 to any illegal alien to get out of the country. And I think it goes up until like January 7th or January 8th. There's like a window of time and opportunity. So remember, we were giving them $1,000 to leave the country. We've now upped that to $3,000. So maybe we'll get lucky and a lot more of these people are going to self-deport. Also, the Minnesota fraud investigation is blowing up. James Comer is now looking into it as well as Scott Bessent. So you've got the administration and the Treasury Department looking into it and the FBI looking into it. And of course, they've sent 100 plus me. I think there's almost 200 FBI agents that are now investigating that at the state level in from the federal government, though, in Minnesota. They're now saying it's already cleared $9.6 billion, and they think, honestly, it could hit 17, 18 billion just in Minnesota alone. Now remember, this is also going on in Ohio. It's also going on in Maine. It's also going on in Virginia. It's also going on in other areas as well. So wanted to point that out as well. And also, of course, we know that Harmeet Dillon has now sued a whole bunch of states that are not complying with giving the voter rolls. So that's still in the works as well. And, of course, we have the SNAP investigations and the removal of hopefully millions of illegal aliens off of SNAP. President Trump said, and the State Department said, no more money for illegal aliens and things like that. So, it's taken time. Look at the damage that was done all these years. These millions and millions and millions of people being poured into our country. So that has stopped, thankfully, thank God. And, there was like a straw poll or something at Turning Point. 90% of people said that they want to stop all immigration. What have I been saying for 10 plus years? We need a moratorium on all immigration, even legal immigration. I want a 20-year ban on anyone coming to this country, just so that we can filter out all of these illegals that have come here, get rid of them, redo the census, recalibrate the House and Senate and redistricting and all that. We've still got the Voting Rights Act, Section 2. Hopefully they're going to repeal that. So look, there's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to look forward to, as I said on Jeff's show about 30 minutes ago. But I just wanted to kind of bring this little segment along with what Jeff and I were talking about. I mean, we covered a lot of stuff even in that show, which you'll see, but wanted to cover this one as well. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.